Hey guys, welcome to StarCraft 2. Specifically, Terran versus Zerg. Grim Faith versus Morph. Now, basically, to give you guys a backstory, I was like, alright guys, I'm wrapping it up. I'm about to go for the night. I'm really hungry. My girlfriend is over there getting angry at me because I haven't given her food yet. And then I only have, I got a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna go. And then Grim Faith, I said, "Hey Vibe, can I ask you a question really fast?" And I was like, "Sure. What's up, dude?" And he goes, "I was wondering if you wouldn't mind doing a real quick replay analysis. I'll make it quick." And I was like, "Uh, yeah, I can't say no to people. Sure, why not? Let's do it." And then he sends me a fucking 43-minute replay. Anyways, without further ado, let's get it. Oh, that was good. That was a good intro. No, he didn't. I'm just joking. He didn't do that. And Grimfaith's a good guy. He did send me a 43-minute replay, but he didn't actually do that. That was a fake story. But I don't have a webcam on right now, though, because I actually have a headache, so sorry about that, guys. I turned off all my stream lights and shit. So right now I have a cold pouch pressed against my eye. I'm watching this with one eyeball, essentially. But yeah, anyways, Grim Faith, what are you doing, dude? What's going on in this game, huh? What are you doing in this game, Grim Faith? What? That's not a sentence. Good luck, have fun. I will. Terran is the hardest race. That's a sentence. He just needed to put a comma after will. I understand you, Grim Faith. I get it. I will, because Terran's the hardest race. Alright. Let's see what's going on. Okay, you got your gas going up, you got your racks going up, everything's looking hunky-dory. Terran success. Probe, or it's a ZVT. Shit, I thought it was PVT, my bad. It's okay still. Your build's still fine. There's no problem here. Sorry, I'm a fucking Cyclops right now, so I can't see properly. What the fuck was that? Did you just cancel a command center? Wait, what? You built a barracks, dude. Oh my god. That's a cool pause. Holy shit, I've never actually seen it that well paused right there. That looks badass. That's a good pause. Damn, dude. The title of this video will now be "Don't build a barracks at your natural. Build a command center. ... You just wasted 37 minerals. Okay. You got a Reaper. Hold on. Okay, there actually is a problem. Okay, for real though. For real. For reals. You have a problem now. There is actually a problem. And the problem is you prioritized your command center at your natural before your orbital command, and that is incorrect. What you should be, and also, as a result of this, you're also not even making a unit out of your barracks, and your barracks has been done for like the last fucking 25 seconds, and you haven't made a single thing. If you were getting 12 pooled, you would just die. Just so you know. Your barracks is done at 1 minute and 27 seconds. You could literally build a Reaper right now. It's highlighted. It's ready to go. 127, you could build a Reaper. And you don't build anything out of these racks until... 1 minute and 58.9 seconds. So you wasted about a full half of a minute doing nothing on the racks, and that is about the build time of a Reaper. A little bit less, but yeah. Reaper's 32. Realistically, actually, it's about 32 seconds, right? Or like 34 seconds, because it was 127 when it finished. So you've had 34 seconds since the racks was done. You could have easily made a Reaper by now, and then had 2 seconds to spare with something else. So, and again, if you were, his gas was at 30. Well, that just is a problem with your gas then. Sorry, I'm a Cyclops right now, so I'm not seeing all the info as well as I normally am. I'm one-eyed Willy right now. So basically, just know though, just know this. This is a fact. If this guy ran lings to your base, they would actually be here right now. If this was like a 12 or a 13 pool, he would be at your base right now. He would be attacking your command center right now, or he would be running up your ramp right now. And if you don't have a unit and that happens to you, you insta die. So all I'm trying to say is you really need to make a unit. Doesn't matter if it's a Marine or a Reaper or whatever the fuck. Make something out of your racks when it's done, so you don't have a potential to die to that shit. Because making no unit and then not scouting the Zerg and also CCing low ground is asking to die. And then behind that also, another thing is you'll be able to afford making the Marine if you don't make the command center first, because you won't have your money tied up so hard so fast. And you really, 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 really need to go orbital command before you expand on your main command center, because Mule is worth more than anything right now. And if you're there is only one way it makes sense to go command center before orbital. There's only one time it ever makes sense, and that is if you go command center first. If you're going to make the barracks to then expand, you're getting the tech path required to go to an orbital, and at that point, an orbital is more value than a command center. Because you're going to take the command center shortly after anyways, but if you're going to delay the command center because you made a Rax, you might as well make the orbital, because the faster you can start generating energy for mules, the better. It is worth more than an expansion. You need to do it first if you go barracks first. And you should be going barracks first most of the time anyways, because it's a safer option. If you go CC first, you probably will die to a lot of shit again. Because there could just like roach all on you and kill you or something. Okay, so you're making a factory and a second Rax. Now you have, when did your second gas was started after your factory? That's okay. There's some wings right there. Yep, you're getting fucked over, right? This is annoying for you. This is exactly what you don't want to happen. Now, if this happens to you, and you're like, oh my god. Thank God the command center's done, because if it wasn't done, that would fucking suck. But the command center is finished, so that's good. But what you should do right now is you should definitely land it back in your main base, because you can't do anything here anyways, and you should turn that bad boy into an orbital, because again, you can generate energy. And you're just wasting time right now, just leaving it sitting there floating. You're wasting so much potential energy for mules. Like, you're not really respecting what mules are, I feel like, right now. And you also need to drop mules faster. You dropped the mule at 70 when you could have dropped it at 50, right? So, yeah, missed opportunities. Okay, and then you're going for tanks, you're going for Marines. This is questionable to a degree. The reason why I say that is because I make this mistake all the time when I stream as well. I'm going to just throw it out there and say that right now. I always fuck this up when I'm streaming because I'm just not paying attention when I'm playing the game. So if you're getting this from me, I'm sorry. It's a bad habit that I have now instilled upon you. But let me explain why this is not good. Tank pushes only work when you're ahead. They only work when you're ahead. So the only time it would make sense for you to do a tank push without scouting the Zerg that is being really greedy. So when I say ahead, I mean ahead in your military, your units, your army. There's two ways you can attack a Zerg player with a tank timing and for it to have high results of success. Number one is when the Zerg is really greedy. You like scouted him with a Reaper and you saw him take a fast third base, and then you also saw he was making mass drones or something, and he was just like making tons of fucking drones for his third base and shit like that, and he's like barely mining gas. Tank timing could be effective then. Another way a tank timing is effective is if the Zerg player attacks you and fails and then loses a bunch of units, and you're like, okay, well that was a bad attack from Zerg, now I can counter attack him with the tank timing. If neither of those happen and you do a tank timing, you are probably going to die. If the Zerg makes units defensively and you do a tank timing really early in the game, the only way at that point that would work is if your tank placement is very creative and it's very abusive. Like, for instance, like if your tanks were placed, like, let's say, I don't know, like right there. Just a hypothetical, okay? If you had a tank like right there, and then you had like units blocking this area, like so that it was hard for the lings to like flood you, and then you had a dropship of Marines dropping like right here, and you were just like constantly pressuring the Zerg, and it was really fucking annoying. But even then it would be scary, because the reason why is because it's really easy for your tank timing to get ran over if you don't have a lead in some way with military. And it's even worse to go for a tank timing as your build if you are taking damage defensively. Like if this is happening and you're getting slowed down. Behind this, you're making another factory, so it looks like you're actually possibly going for mech now, which is awkward. You're going double racks, double factory. But I just want you to know, if you make one or two tanks defensively, and you were to go for like a third command center or something like that, that'd be okay-ish. But you really, I feel like the fact that you haven't scouted at all this game is kind of a problem for you, because if your opponent is making a bunch of drones and you're making defensive tanks and you're playing safe, super safe, you're falling behind again. You need to scout. If you're doing a tank timing, it's a build that really needs to scout, essentially. It's not a build that goes well without scouting.
Add-on complete.
I mean, you are doing probably the B to GM style for bio, though. Again, I gotta remember this is Platinum League, so it's just I don't know what the second factory means. That's what's really also kind of throwing me off here. We'll see what you do with your tanks. It looks like you are doing B to GM to a degree. Really got to make those orbitals, dude. Orbitals are so important. You don't respect mules nearly as much as you should. A mule is worth more weight than one SCV by far. A mule is so much value. Think about it like this. You might not know this, but this is a rough estimate to pretty accurate, okay? People who don't know this. If you compare what a mule to an SCV mines per minute, okay? A mule mines about 4 fucking times the resources that an SCV does per minute. And you can also drop a mule every minute. 1 mule per minute. 1 SCV per minute mines about 60 minerals a minute. 60 minerals a minute. A mule mines about 250 a minute. It's fucking crazy. And the even crazier thing about that is that a mule can mine on top of an SCV at the same exact time. Think about the scene in the movie Ghost where Demi Moore and the Roadhouse guy, I can't remember his fucking name for some reason. I always forget his name. What is his fucking name? You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The pottery scene in that movie. Swayze. Kevin Bacon? Not Kevin Bacon, dude. Patrick Swayze. There you go. That's it. Thank you. That's actually it right there. Kevin Bacon. Will Smith. No, the scene in the movie Ghost where Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze are holding hands on the pottery. That's how mules and SCVs mine minerals. They do it at the same time. They do it at the exact same time. It's beautiful. So you definitely want to get those mules faster. It's important. You want to get them quick. You don't want to get them late. You want to get them quick.
Ready for dust-off.
I would say in the position you're in, I'd be okay with you doing a bio-only harassment, which it looks like that's what you're going for.
Oh yeah. That classic scene from Ghost where Sean Connery gives Whoopi Goldberg a reach around.
What?
Oh,
Classic scene from Ghost where Sean Connery gives Whoopi Goldberg a reach around? Okay. I don't know what kind of Ghost you watched. It's like a Sean Connery and Whoopi Goldberg lookalike video on Pornhub. Oh, Whoopi. I was in The Rock. I was in Star Trek. Give me your hand.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not talk about this anymore. Yo, thank you for the Dreadpaw. Thanks for the fucking 10 subs. And thanks for the 100 bits, Trophium.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what the fuck is this, Grimfaith? What are you doing? What the fuck are you dropping in Queens for? Okay, so first of all, if you ever if you ever drop a Zerg, sorry, that was kind of funny. If you ever drop a Zerg, do not drop in Queen auto attacks. You're just gonna die. The second you got right here, right now, right here, right now, right about.
Oh, yeah.
No. I would say the fact that he has a spine crawler there already is kind of like, oh, okay, let's maybe respect that a little bit more because there's a fucking spine there. And he's got a queen. And now I would say if you really wanted to try to attempt to drop like right back here, I'm okay with that initially, but the second you saw this, don't fucking do it.
Oh, yeah.
One queen, maybe. Two queen, get the fuck out of there because they're going to kill your medevac so fast. Like, they're going to weaken this medevac so hard. You'd be better off dropping back, like, just go back here and drop there. And just apply pressure in the area, in the general area. Drag his units out of position because that actually allows this drop to do so much more damage then if you do it like that. So much better. The fact that you just sit here and queen attacks. Like, thank God this guy isn't focused on your medevac, right? Because if he was, your medevac would die in the next, like, 2 seconds. But he stops doing that because he starts attacking your marines with his queens, which is, it just means he's microing kind of poorly. But at least, or you know what? I gotta remember. I'm sorry, Grimfaith. I take it back. This is fucking platinum. Great job. I keep thinking you're like fucking masters or some shit. It's platinum. I gotta understand. You're not I don't want you to micro platinum. You're doing beta GM. Good drop. Well done. That's fine. You're doing the second drop now for multi-prong.
This better be good.
Oh, you're getting double dipped right now. You're getting double dicked. You ever seen that video? Or maybe not the video, but have you ever seen that picture where there's that very skinny white girl on the couch with like 5 gentlemen behind her? Let's move on.
Upgrade complete.
Okay, so you got widow mines now. What the fuck is this? But you were not doing beta jet. You're just doing your own thing. You're just doing your own thing, which is all good.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay. This is the most casual replay analysis thing I've ever done, but it's all. I hope you're having good. I hope you guys are having a good time. I'm still a Cyclops. I have a fucking cold pouch on my eye. I can barely see this game, but I can see this fucked up Widowmine build. I don't even know what this is. What are you doing? You're going back into more racks. The fuck is this? To double starport. I don't think you can afford this. But apparently you have a lot of money in the bank. You just got to get better at macro. Fucking use your buildings. You got to use those buildings a little bit more. Oh my god, another racks as well. 3 racks and a second starport. You just got to honestly, like, the biggest thing I can honestly give you a tip on, this is a genuine tip. You got to just build units more. You got to have macro cycles weaved into your gameplay. Like, if you don't do that enough, you're going to struggle so fucking bad. So, I would say every time you have a moment where you literally can't micro anything, and again, you're platinum, so I don't think you're microing anything, period, really. You're probably just setting up a stim pack. Hit your production hotkey. Oh, you have 3 of them. Oh, no, dude. Okay, first of all, I need you to do this. Hit 4, hit shift 2. Hit 3, hit shift 2. And then from now on, you can just hit 2. and you can fucking make all your units on it too. I personally think it's better to have all your production on one hotkey. Terran players that have their unit production spread out like this, I'm not going to say that it's bad. I don't think it's bad, but I do think it's a bad habit. Let me explain, because someone might not understand what I just meant to say, what I meant right there. If you have a pro level Terran player who plays like that, that's totally fine. They're not playing worse than someone else, and the reason why is because they're really good at the method that they use, which is bat. But I think to give you an analogy now.
I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it is a habit, which is bad.
No, listen, hear me out. Listen to me, Strophium. Thank you for the bits. Imagine if you went over to a guy who was like building a fucking cabinet. He got a cabinet from IKEA, and he's building it, and it needs nails and a hammer. And you're like, "Where's your hammer?" And he pulls out a rock. And you see this fucking dude grab the rock, and then he just starts smashing the nails into the fucking wood. And you're like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like, it works. Hey, I guess it works. Maybe not as efficient as a fucking hammer, but it works. That's kind of what this is. You're just giving yourself weak tools to do the same job, in my opinion. And the reason why, let me tell you why. Let me try and convince you right now, okay? If you're a platinum level Terran who struggles to macro, you know what you're doing? You are not rotating your macro cycles enough. And the reason why you're not doing that enough is probably because you just don't fucking do it. You're distracted. You're just not you're not allocating enough of your attention to macro. And now what you're doing as well is you're splitting your macro up into 3 different sections, which means you have very, very, very tedious ways to check up on your macro because you haven't yet established mental repetitive cycles. It's all like something you have to actively think about still for you. It's not something you passively do in your subconscious because you haven't done it enough yet, which is why your macro is not great. Now, a pro gamer will have this ingrained in them so fucking hard in their subconscious that they don't have to think about it and they just do it. However, if you just added in all your production into group 2, you could hit 2, and what it would do for you is it would show you this right here, which is every fucking production cycle in your whole army, or your whole production squad, your assembly line. And you could easily tell by hitting 2, you could go, oh, I only have 3 out of my 9 buildings, or yeah, 3 out of 9 buildings are actively working right now. Obviously, some of them are just finishing right now, and they just popped up. I get it. Your racks are just sitting there doing nothing. But you could clearly tell what buildings are doing what based off of the white boxes in the buildings. You go, oh, well, okay, well, 3 of my 5 racks aren't doing shit. 2 of my factories out of 2 factories aren't doing shit, and 1 of my 2 starports is not doing shit. It's a one button wonder here. It's super easy peasy. And to cycle around it, all you gotta do is hit tab, 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 and you're back to the start. Or if you hit like 1, 2, if you go back to your command center group and then go back to 2, it always goes back. It always goes back to barracks. Even if you're on factories and you hit 1, 2, it'll go back to barracks. If you're on starports and you hit 1, 2, it'll go back to barracks. Every time you reset by hitting going to something else and coming back to 2, it'll always start on the racks. And it's good that it does that because racks is the building that makes the fastest units in build time. A barracks builds units faster than a factory and a starport. So you want to be using the barracks more often anyways, but you just want to be able to have a mental read or like a read here to go, oh, well, I can see the white boxes in the screen. Cool. I know that I don't need to, I'm macroing well, essentially. It's just a reminder. I highly recommend you do that. It's super good. Here comes a drop. I like this drop. This is a good drop. Good job. That's a nice drop.
Mineral field.
But again, you gotta macro more, dude. You just don't macro. You're not even making orbital again. You're not making any units. You're not making any units. This game is a macro problem, 100%. You're making... You fully queued out your tech lab and your 1 reactor on your racks. You fully queued them out with max units. And you haven't made a fucking unit since then. This has been like 40 seconds.
Complete.
Yeah, you don't have enough attention to your macro cycles. You really gotta. It's in the why do you not have enough attention to your macro cycles? Because you're microing the medevac. Like if I go to your vision, I guarantee it's gonna be just staring at this medevac. You're like, fuck you, Zerg, focus fire, hatchery, boost, bitch, get out of here, go to the next base, gonna do it again. Oh yeah, drop in hot, Raiders. Look at your camera. Like, this is your camera. You haven't fucking touched your macro once this whole time. And you're dropping in a spore and 2 queens. And now you're gonna macro again. Oh wait, hold on. No, you're not. You're actually loading up more medevacs than harass again with the existing units you made 5 minutes ago. That's good. Grim Fade, you gotta fucking macro more. There we go. Now you haven't made anything on your factories or starports yet. There we go. And then factories, and you made nothing. So macro more, and you're also supply blocked. You gotta macro a lot more. You gotta make it more repetitive. You just gotta do it more. Like literally do it at least once every 10 seconds. Like it needs to be a repetitive task.
Command center upgrade complete.
And look what's happening again, right? Look at your production. You made those 27 seconds ago before the drop initiated, and you're doing nothing during the drop, and you have so much fucking money, and you're supply blocked, and you haven't even started a depot. And you're also never dropping mules. Your macro needs improvement, my friend. My friend, your macro is like a wet fart on a hot day. Disgusting. Okay.
Liberation is at hand.
This is fun.
Forces are under attack.
There we go. There's all your depots. No, you gotta stay on top of things more. You just don't stay on top of things. Your aggression is minor compared to your macro. Just know if your if your macro was better, you would have so much more than you do. And then you'd have real big pushes. Like now you're doing 4 fucking lib push. And I feel like you're just gonna not macro again while you do this. Like, let's look at your money that you spent. Watch your money. Does it ever go down during this? No. It just goes up, 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 up. And you just lost all your liberators to a spore crawler. Except for 1. And now finally you're gonna probably spend your money. You're still not spending your money. There we go. Macro more. That's I don't know what else to say. You just gotta macro more. Alright, we're only 1/4 of the way through this fucking game. Oh god, how long has this video been already? Make some sensor towers, maybe, at this point. If you're going to start playing defensive with Liberator, Liberator pairs really well with sensor tower, because this is a unit that needs setup. And if you need setup, you should definitely, you know, have some type of, like a marine out in front or something like that to have a setup properly. Grimfaith's a big boy. I know he can take the roast. He's loving it. I already know he is. He's right now. He's probably on the Twitch page /Vibalol subscriptions and fucking canceling it. I'm fucking out of here, Vibe. I was really happy with this game, and you just shit all over me. Get out of the vials! Fuck!
Mineral field depleted.
I didn't know libs had range for the longest time. Yeah, they do. You gotta have a fusion core to do it, though. They changed and altered that upgrade multiple times, but right now it requires a fusion core. Alright, so, my friend. Oh, I fucked it up again. I didn't mean to fucking move my mouse, sorry. Again, I'm a Cyclops, guys. You gotta bear with me. So when the Zerg attacks you, the best thing you can do right now, would be, first of all, just have more army, right? Have more army. Because if you had more army, this would be way easier to deal with. Secondly, I don't know what's going on with your tank powwow up here, but this is not ideal because they're all your fucking tanks are like not even able to help your third base. So I would say you have two choices right now. Number one, you lift off this command center, you fly it back a little bit, you run all your SCVs up to like maybe your natural, and you kite backwards up towards your tanks, or you just fucking siege your tanks right now where they are right there, and you run your Marines towards this location right here. And you, again, you have to lift off your command center either way, otherwise it's probably going to die. But if you lift off the command center, you can run through this area with your Marines, burrow those into the ground, and then if you lure the Zerg into all your fucking tanks in this area, you could possibly kill his army. But if you just straight up disregard all of your tanks and you only fight with your bio, the chances of you holding this are very, very slim. Like in terms of your third base. And also you gotta make sure you get the fuck out of that corrosive bio, right? You gotta also you didn't stim pack at all during that fight. It's also mandatory. Like it should be stim first. Priority numero uno. Your command center is dead now.
Base is under attack.
Yeah, you just have bad setup, honestly. It's fucking you over. And your macro also is you have 5k resources and you're still on. You just had that third base and it just died. Like you barely even touched this base. Like that patch had mined 10 fucking minerals. You mined 10 minerals off of that patch. Some of these patches have mined more. Mules obviously had something to do with that. But yeah, like you can tell because this wasn't even a fully saturated base, right? We just saw it too. Yeah, like it's your third base was so late, and you have so much money in the bank, and it just goes to show you that you're not building units fast enough. Now that you have tanks, you'll not die. These tanks will beat the shit out of the Zerg here. But imagine if those tanks were helping you earlier. So much better. Yo, Rogu, thank you for the 29-month resub. Thank you, dude.
Upgrade.
Thank you very much, man. How you doing, dude?
Mineral field depleted.
You're trying to rebuild your base. The Zerg is just diving your tanks. He's losing his ult army. That's nice for you. I would say if you're gonna do anything at this point in the game, resume dropping like one base at a time. Try to like harass his outer bases. Terran's so hard, man. Terran's you know what Terran is? It's awkward.
Saddled up and ready to go, boss. Rainer's Raiders reporting for duty. Over and out. Let's go.
This is Jimmy. This is Jimmy. Thank you very much, Rainer's Raiders, guys. Much love, much appreciated. You guys always supported him the best. Rainer's Raiders were a real squad. This is Jimmy. Hell yeah. The fuck is this Liberator army? It might as well be. I feel like you should have like American flags just like mounted on all these Liberators. You're gonna fucking set up freedom in your opponent's base. Because you know what? Holy fuck! I mean, he's got a lot of brood lords. But he's got a lot of corruptors too, and they're actually upgraded. You're Liberator, you're sieging the fucking ground right now. Oh no! Oh no! No! So many memes are in this cast. So, best thing you can do now, Liberators suck balls here. Honestly. The best thing you could do right now, I would say, would be drop that fucking reactor on that factory and make Thor or make Viking. Thor or Viking is your choice right now. I would say that's your best option. And the reason why is because, I mean, you have a good amount of production for Viking and you have a good amount of production for Thor if you just swap that over to a tech lab now. And Thor and Viking would both beat the crap out of Broodlord. Are Liberators good versus air? Liberators are bad versus air if you have equal or worse upgrades. The reason why is because the only merit a Liberator has to why it's good is because it has AoE damage. It does AoE, area of effect. It hits multiple units in one area. However, the damage is very tiny. It's 6 damage times 2 attacks. And if your opponent has armor like this, that's half the fucking damage of a Liberator. 3 armor is going to make the Liberator not do 6 times 2 anymore. It's going to do 3 times 2. So each Liberator splash shot is going to do it's going to do 6 damage in total to a Corruptor instead of 12. because armor gets applied twice because there's 2 attacks. So weapons get applied twice, but so does armor. And Corruptor are going to beat the shit out of Liberator. Easy peasy. But now think about it like this, though. If Corruptors had 0 armor for the upgrades, and Liberators had level 3 air weapons, and that meant Liberators would be doing 8 times 2, which is 16 damage per shot. Corruptors would have only 0 armor, which is actually, they're passively, they have 2, though. So instead of being 8 times 2, it would be 6 times 2. Really what it says now, it would actually be doing that for real. It would be doing 12 damage a shot AoE. That would be much different, because think about it like this. If you're doing 12 damage a shot, if you have 5 Liberators, you could kill an entire ball of Corruptors in 4 auto attacks. If no Liberator dies for the 4 auto attacks. Because each auto attack does 60 damage from 5 libs. 60, 60, 60, 60. Suddenly that's more than 200, right? It's 240. And then they all die. That would be good then. So if you're going to go Liberators for anti-air, you need one of 2 things. You need better upgrades with your weapons over their armor, or you have to pair it with a Raven, because a Raven can give you the anti-armor missile, and that removes 3 armor off of the target, which makes your Liberator damage substantially go up. So, and you don't have either one of those, so libs here don't work very well. You'd be better off just going Vikings for the Brood and Corruptor, or going Thors. And you're going Thors, which is fine. But if you're gonna go Thors, get the fucking reactor off that factory and get a second factory going. You need more than just 1 Thor if he's going mass broods. Like this is a big Zerg army. I can already see you dying to that, right? If you have like 2 Thors versus like 16 Broodlords. Okay, here he comes. Okay, and then as he's coming, he's on move command. Thank God for you. Again, this is Platinum. This is the kind of shit Platinum players do. They just fucking throw the game half the time. So he's on a full-on move command right now. Kind of. He is stutter stepping, but it's, yeah. Just to throw it out there, the best thing Zerg could have done here is take some of the Corruptors, go a little bit to the right, some of the Corruptors go a little bit to the left. Just have a bit of more of a concave. Because even though the AoE is from the Liberator is not that crazy right now, because it's not better upgrades, at least for you, you've actually got 1 upgrade to match his only 1 Carapace upgrade so far, because the second one's not done yet. So it's not the worst case ever for you. But if this guy would have just spread his Corruptors out a tiny bit, this would have gone so bad for you. It's still not going good for you. I'm just going to throw it out there. But yeah. And your whole army dies. And the game should be over right now, honestly. His army is, to be fair though, your Thors are fucking destroying these Broodlords. Like your Marines are actually killing all the Broodlings. Like constantly. So they're never really stacking up. And then your Thors are just fucking going to town on the Broodlords. That's what I'm saying, like Thors are a better option here. They're so goddamn strong versus Broodlord. I'm not gonna lie, I'm surprised you won that fight though. That was kind of surprising. It was a bit surprising. Good job though. And then, yeah, at this point now, you gotta really check Zerg and find out, are they gonna, this is the moment where Terran needs to really know. So I would say you need to either scan his base or you need to harass him. Scan or harass him. Because if you don't know what, like, for all you know, what if you start going Vikings and Thors and he shows up with 20 fucking Ultralisks? And you're like, oh, shit, that sucks. You really need to find out what he's going to keep doing compositionally, because Zerg can rotate really fast. And this game has been a rich game for both of you, because neither one of you has really punished the other one very much in terms of economy. So, yeah, you definitely don't want to make a bad army. If you make an army that's just middle of the road standard, like you're going to just keep going Thor Marine, you need to maybe send like 1 Marine out and just kind of confirm that the Zerg is not fucking you in some way. Because if the Zerg was going mass Ultra Ling Bane, you would just die right now. Anyways, you push with an army, all good. You're not scanning. One thing you need to start doing too is you need to start
yeah.
scanning ahead before you take fights. If you scan ahead before you take a fight, you.
Sup Vibo.
Yeah, what's up, Ghost, for the win? Thank you very much for the 5. What's up, dude? I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. If you scan ahead before you take fights, it'll help you, you know, get a better engagement, so you don't run into something bad. But your Thor Marine is just running over his boards. Don't run home for that. Dude, nope. I disagree. Get your ass in his fucking base right now because you just killed his army. You were here, right here, and you just killed his army again. Fucking kill his bases. What are these gonna actually do? You want to know something? This is a fun fact. Any Terran player out there that's like afraid that this guy's gonna get in your base and piss all over your command center and kill one command center, even if that happened, automatically you win that trade because he can only do it once and then he's on cooldown for 32 seconds. Meanwhile, you can kill 2 fucking bases, right? That'd be way bigger. Now think about this too. You can repair against the damage as well of the caustic spray. And if it's not a planetary fortress that gets hit by it, if it's instead like a command center that can lift off, if you see a Zerg cast caustic spray all over your main base, you could literally lift it off and fly out of range of caustic spray and then land it again. Like that's another thing you could like fly it this way and then land it like right there. And it would just disable all the caustic spray. Like it's so much missed opportunity here because you're just sitting here waiting for him to engage you and he's not engaging you. And the Zerg had no army for a while because you just killed it all and now you're just letting him rebuild it. So that was a massive missed opportunity to just like win the game right there. Because you could have set the Zerg economy back into the Stone Age right there. And now the Zerg is counterattacking you and he's actually fucking you over. It was a bit of in the words of Druby, you must be good at baseball because you're really good at throwing. Druby would always fucking say that to me whenever I fucking lost a clan war. That's funny. And now the game kind of resets a little bit because you lost everything. That's fucking scary. I would honestly tell you, don't ever expand with orbitals like this. The only way you should ever expand with orbitals like this is if you're desperate and you're just broke. And you're clearly not broke this game. You never, ever, ever want to have your most exposed bases be your orbitals because your orbitals are amazing because of mules. And you can drop mules across the map. You could have this orbital drop a mule right over there if you wanted to. Like, it doesn't matter. It's map-wide dropping. So there's no reason to expose your orbitals. You want these to be alive as long as possible. And also, if this base gets harassed by Zerglings or something at some point, having a planetary is more value because then it actually protects the base, right? So don't ever lift off your orbitals to take new bases unless it's your last option because you're just broke. Don't ever do that otherwise. Also, get building armor. Once you get 3-3, this game is clearly long enough for it. You already are 3-3 on your bio. I don't know where a fucking Marine is. You don't have any at the moment, but you can clearly see you're 3-3 because there's no upgrades left on your NG Bay, and your SCVs have 3 armor, which means workers never get weapon upgrades, by the way. But you're 3-3 essentially. Okay, that's what this means. So definitely always get building range and armor after you get 3-3 because it helps. If you had 3-3 here right now, this base would not have died. The way you had that blocked with SCVs, not allowing you to get full surface area, or him to get full surface area, this base 100% would not have died if you had 3-3. And then that command center would be one-shotting clumps of lings because it's AoE damage on shooting 40 damage a shot at these lings, which die in one hit from a planetary. That planetary would have killed these lings for sure. Why don't workers get attack upgrades? I never understood that. Because it makes it to where workers have they're more like essentially what they are is they're more fragile late game. So workers have a as the game goes on and progresses in a deeper stage of the game, workers have a smaller chance to defend themselves and instead need to be protected, and it just creates a different dynamic in the game as opposed to early game when no upgrades exist and workers can actually overpower shit. Like, you never would want, even if workers could get upgrades, you would never want to have workers as part of your army at any point in time. It just means that it puts more pressure on you to, like, actually know how to play the map better instead of just relying on workers to kill shit. Like, if a Ling run-by gets in your base, or a charge lot run-by, or if, like, a medevac drop hits your base, it just means that late game your upgraded units are more likely going to kill economy. I kind of like it that way, too. I think it's better balanced that way, because it puts more emphasis on your military and less emphasis on your workers being able to just kill military units. I think it makes for a more fun game, honestly. Okay. And then, yeah, your army is getting very, very awkward, I would say. I don't like the composition. You're going Widowmine, Viking, and Lib. Viking Liberator is okay if your opponent goes mass air, but he's not. So I'd say the Vikings have no purpose here. Liberators are okay because you can use them against with the anti-ground shot. But Widow Mines don't make any sense right now. This is like a troll transition, right? And I'm not really, I can't really do much commentary about it because I think you'd agree with that. This is just you fucking around being like, mass Widow Mines. I'm going to blow up some Zerg. It's like they don't serve any purpose right now. Like, he was going Broodlords as well. Now, if he flies into the fucking Widow Mines with Mutas, that'd be nice. But your Liberators could do the same thing Widow Mines could do either way. Like, Mutas actually get fucking wrecked by Libs. Because they have such low HP pools. Like, Mutas are very squishy. And also, the AoE spread of a Liberator is pretty hard. It's pretty large. I feel like he's going to fly into Widow Mines. You're killing a base. He's killing a base. But I would say this. Widow Mines do make a little bit more sense now that he does have Mutas, okay? It does. It didn't make sense versus his previous army, though. And I don't know if he even scouted these. I don't know if he scouted them or not. But if you didn't, it doesn't make any sense to go random Widows at this point. You should just, like, Thors would even do better. Thors would be a better option than Widow Mines here, honestly, if you're just going to make something. And just put them in explosive payload instead. And you just flew over some of the Widow Mines a little bit. Because the only problem with what's happening here to you that I would say is you have Widow Mines. They're definitely doing a good job. They're doing a good job. Like, you just killed another army here, but you have no control of the game right now. This is Jimmy. You have no control of the game right now. Like, that was nice. Those were nice hits, but you have no fucking income. Neither does he, to be fair. But like, if this Zerg just wasn't so sloppy, you don't have any control of anything, and Widow Mines would never actually beat his army late stage like this. Widow Mines are something you need to kind of use early game. Realistically, like early to mid game, they kind of drop off hard late game. The only time you should really use them late game is kind of for the same purpose you just use them for here, which is like killing like a run by. But this is too many Widow Mines as well. I would say to kill run by, maybe like 2 Widow Mines, because this is a lot of supply as well. That's 16 fucking supply invested in Widow Mines just right. Or sorry, that's 14 because it's 7. That's 14 supply of Widow Mines right there. That's a lot. Thor would be a great choice for you right now. Really, Marines would be a great choice for you. Medevacs would be a great choice for you. Really, just having more bases, macroing would be a great choice for you right now. But I mean, times are tough, and you're going Widow Mines, so we'll talk about what you're doing. The fact that you're spreading them out is actually good. If you're gonna go Widow Mines, the fact that you're spreading them out is nice, and you don't have them all just clumped up in one spot. Because the chances of you getting more detonations off because they're scattered is actually higher now. I like that you're making Marines again. Makes me happy, happy. medevacs as well, honestly. Like, the fact that you have just bio with no medevacs at all at this stage of the game is like fucking rough. If you have medevac Marine, you actually kick the shit out of Hydra. Hydras are really bad against medevac Marine because the DPS of Hydras concaves out against Marines, and the medevacs are able to actually heal through the concave DPS because it's not focus fire. It's a lot of spread out damage. Because Hydras don't have infinity range. They have to shoot what's in front of them, not what's in the area in general, because they have limitations. And then Marines do the same thing to Hydras, but there's nothing healing the Hydras, so the Hydras actually just drop off really quickly if you have equal supply investments. Like if you have 15 Hydras versus like 30 Marines, and you have like 4 medevacs behind that, Marine medevac fucking destroy Hydra. But without medevac, Hydra actually trade really well. You need medevac. I'm about to activate my trap card. Yeah, you're dead now. You just die. Your base is exposed now. You have no income. Why do you guys not like each other? What happened in this game? Good luck, have fun. Good luck, have fun. I will. Terran's the hardest race. That's not a sentence. Sounds like a fallacy to me. What? Exactly. Grimfaith, you seem like you're being a real big ass to this guy. Do you not like him? Terran's so hard, man. Man, Terran's rough. A lot of micro, man. That was hard, lol. Jesus. So far, you're not really an ass. I'm not going to lie. You're not an ass yet. It's totally like, this is you being cheeky. This is more cheekiness, but nothing about you is being an ass to this guy yet. Zerg just needs to A move, right? That's you being a little bit of an ass. You're degrading the Zerg's merits. So hard to stutter step. Now you're coming off as a Terran whiner. They're a little bit more whining here. Terran's so hard, but I've been holding you for 40 minutes. That's like kind of a whiny / half-ass thing to say to him, because you're like, you're again degrading his accomplishments. He's working for it just like you are, right? And then he has a little bit of a rebuttal where he feels offended, so he says this. Then you can say, your mom calls me a beast. Okay. I don't know. I'm on the Zerg side in the shit talk in this one. It's justified in the social game. I'm trying to channel my inner Terran. I'm so glad I didn't pick an easy race like Zerg. See, now you're really digging it in. You're amazing in Golding in a dead game. Hey, that's not cool, dude. I don't appreciate that, Morph. I'm just talking. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, lots of things you could have improved on there, Grimfaith. Really just gotta make sure your macro doesn't suck big fat burrito. Your macro honestly was pretty atrocious earlier this game. Like you just didn't do it. And if you did do it, the game would have been so much better for you in so many ways. So much better for you if you macroed more. And I would say use the tips I gave you earlier about a macro and how to like set up your macro cycles and things like that. Stop dropping your medevacs into things that are currently killing you. Drop out of range of that and then engage. Do not ever drop while you're losing your medevac. That is so bad. The only fucking time you ever will drop your medevac payload into death, essentially, is if you have a doom drop and it's enough units that you automatically think to yourself, the things that are currently killing my medevacs are instantly going to die because I'm doom dropping him. That's the only time you ever do that. Ever. Otherwise, you don't do that. Me and this guy are actually friends. I added him after the game. Oh, there you go. Everyone on YouTube, Grimfaith and Morph are friends. They're just giving each other shit. But yeah, don't ever, Grimfaith, don't ever drop into anti-air defense if you don't have enough to just kill that shit right away. Like if you think to yourself, by the time all my Marines get out of the medevac's going to be dead. That means don't fucking do that. So if you're dropping into like a Spore Crawler and 2 Queens with 1 medevac, that's a bad idea. But if you're dropping into a Spore Crawler and 2 Queens with 6 medevacs, that's fine. Because you're going to kill the Spore and the 2 Queens in about... By the time like the 3rd unit out of each medevac has dropped out of 8, the Spore and Queens are already dead. Because you're dropping so many units at once. Stuff like that. Anyways, Grim Faith, I hope this helps you, man. I hope it helps. Hope the information is useful for you. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video, whatever it might be. Cyclops out. And thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Take it easy. Much love. Good luck. Bye.